I was about to leave my previous job, I got a promotion. Like I got a promotion in in the space of 2 weeks before I got this offer. And I was now thinking, should I accept this? Should I stay back or should I move? But I spoke to a lot of people. I spoke to one of my mentors, and the person was like, why stay back in a place where you've been for like 5 years and they didn't think about promoting you until now that you want to leave? So honestly, trust me, Navians is really good. They are really, really.
Fantastic. Welcome on board, everyone. How are we doing today? First off, I am super excited to be here. But I want to know, can you hear me loud and clear? That's the first thing. First things first, am I audible? Am I audible? Fantastic, fantastic. Great, great. So, my name is Mohammed Suleiman. I am the Chief Operating Officer here at Naviant Analytics, and I'll be super glad today to be the one to take you through this journey tonight. So we're actually going to learn something. So I want you to crack your fingers and be ready to learn. Okay. Also grab a pen and paper and ensure that you are taking notes so that you can get value from the session. Okay. If you have questions, you can just write it down as well. At the end of the session, you get to ask me questions. Okay. So first things first, my name is Mohammed Suleiman. I'm COO here at Naviant Analytics, and I also work as a data analyst and a data scientist. And I've been working from home since the COVID-19. So it's one of the best things that happened to me career-wise. So I'll be sharing tips and tricks that you can use to also make that happen for yourself tonight. I've also worked with Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brand. I worked their branch in the US, and I did that remotely from Lagos, Nigeria. So if you are here tonight and you are looking to get into, and you are also considering remote work, type remote in the chat box. Type remote. I want to see remote. Type remote, not remote, but remote job. But just type remote. So I'll get the message. Okay. If you don't know where the chat is, let me type remote so that you can see the chat. So me too, I'll type remote. Fantastic. Remote. Great. Great one. Fantastic. So like I said, I'll be sharing a whole lot of information, and we'll also do a little bit of practical in today's session. So I need you to pay attention. And if there's anybody that should be here that you know that is not here now, send them the link, let them join. Because what you'll be learning today is not something you'll be able to explain to anybody at the level at which I'll be explaining it to you. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Once you see my screen pop up, I want you to type crystal clear in the chat, and then we start immediately. So anybody who is joining now, or let me say anybody who joins in the next 2 minutes, is likely late. Okay, it's likely a late comer. So type crystal clear once you can see my screen. Fantastic. Fantastic. Crystal clear. So guys, you know, anytime I have a session like this, I love to know the kind of people I have. Okay, so let us interact a little bit. Okay, we started already, so let us interact. I want to know where you are joining us from. Okay, are you joining from Lagos, Abuja? Let me know where you're joining us from. That's the first thing. Okay, so type. Let me see the okay, Enugu. I'm joining from Owerri. Fantastic. I've been there just once. Okay, Lagos, Calabar. Fantastic one. Great. So I also want to know, are you somebody who is job hunting? Because if you are not job hunting, and when I say job hunting, I don't necessarily mean that you don't have a job now, but you're looking for a better job. Maybe you want to get into tech, you know, something, but you are job hunting. If you are job hunting, this is a fantastic session for you. And even if you are not job hunting, do you know anybody who is actively job hunting? Because that's the person who should be here now. Send them the link, let them join. Okay, so fantastic, great. go ahead. All right. I've introduced myself. Okay. I've already introduced myself. So I won't spend much time on this anymore. Allow me to introduce to you Nebiant Analytics for the sake of those who are joining us for the very first time. Here we are an edtech firm that helps Africans get into the tech space. It is characteristically, you know, it is evident that Africans find it very difficult to get into tech. Okay, so and that is simply because majority of us want to, self-learn, you know, gate crash and see what works. You don't really move as an African, and this is the typical African trying to get into tech, right? You don't really move based on knowledge. It is based on what we think is popular. Okay, so let us see how we can change that. And that's what we pretty much do here at Nebiant Analytics. We helped over 100 Africans get into the tech space over the course of almost 2 years of our operations. Now, what are we going to do? Now, this session, okay, so while I will not waste your time in this session, all right? So I need you to calm down, okay? Let's not rush anywhere. Calm down, all right? Let's learn together. Now, our roadmap tonight is first we'll look at some specific participants who have moved from a non-tech role to now a tech role. How did they do it? And then we'll go into a little bit of practical where we'll build, I'll show you how to use AI to job hunt. And if you are not already doing that now, then you are just simply wasting your time looking for a job. Okay. And then there'll be a special announcement at the end of the session, and you will also be able to ask me questions after the session ends. I want to know if you are excited. Plus, there is a form in the chat box, the attendance form for this session. So if you don't want to write anything down from what you can see on my screen, you want to get my slides, you want to get the recording of this session, fill out that attendance form, and that will be sent to you via email after the session. All right. But there's a special thing for those who wait till the end because you'll be learning a lot. Now, I want to know if you are excited. Where are the thumbs ups? Only a few people. Where are my thumbs ups? Give me a thumbs up if you are actually excited to be here. If you are actually excited to be here. Brilliant. Fantastic one. So let's go for it. Now, this young lady you can see here, Esther. Esther finished from the School of Nursing. All right. She finished from the School of Nursing. And while the School of Nursing or the health sector, a sector that is passionate to her, she found out that, yes, I have a job, but I am not where I want to be financially. So Esther decided to move into tech. She joined Nebiant Analytics, and this was February this year. Fast forward 3 months later, Esther got her very first tech role as a monitoring and evaluation analyst at Prawa, Nigeria. She works hybrid, mostly from home, and once in a while goes to the office. Now, it's not only Esther. We have Naomi. Naomi works in a francophone country as a Nigerian, meaning she's a foreigner there. Now, a bank bought over her own bank, and they started relegating foreigners, including herself. Now, Naomi decided, you know what, I'm going to upskill myself so much so that I can work remotely. She chose to join Nebiant Analytics early this year as well. And fast forward, the same organization that was relegating her opened a new department and asked her to head that department. And then she asked them, okay, I'm going to think about it. They said, no, don't think about it. And they told her, you know what? She asked her, you know what? Am I going to get training for this head of department? And she said, and they told her, You are the one that's going to train others. We see what you do on LinkedIn. Now, pay attention to what I'm saying. We see what you do on LinkedIn. That thing you are doing on LinkedIn, we want you to project it to others in that department. There are many others, but let's pause for now. Now, if you want to get a job now in this day and time, and this is even regardless of whether the job you are looking for is within tech, but especially within tech, you need to apply AI, because even the recruiters that are going to hire you are already using AI. So how do you expect to level up if you are not using AI? I want you to, how do you expect to level up? So now, in that case, I want to walk you through what it is. Let me take you through the background. Okay, what happens on the background when you apply to a job? And then from there, we go into the practicals for today's session. Okay, now, how many of you, and I want you to type in the chat, how many of you are currently applying to jobs and you are getting rejection emails? You know, those fancy emails that would say, oh, unfortunately, we regret to inform you that we'll be moving on with other candidates, while your application stood out amongst a lot. You know, you're getting such email. Listen very carefully. I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you. Whenever you hit that apply button, your CV does not go to a human being. Your CV does not go to a human being. It goes to a robot called ATS. ATS, meaning applicant tracking system. Are we together? It goes to an AI called ATS, which is applicant tracking system. Now, the job of the applicant tracking system is it takes your CV and it takes the job and it does a match. If you remember when you were in nursery, or if you have a kid around that is still in like nursery school learning ABC, where the teacher writes ABCD arranged on the left, and on the right hand side they scatter it and ask the child to match it. That's exactly what the ATS would do with your CV. Now, once it does that, it's going to score you on a scale of 1 to 100. Depending on your score, it then decides whether to move your CV to the next stage where an actual human being then sees your CV, or it sends you an automated rejection email after 5 days, so that it feels as if somebody actually checked your CV when in fact the recruiters didn't even know that you applied. I'm so sorry to let you know, but that's the hard truth. They did not even know that you applied to the job. If you are getting a rejection email, it is most likely that recruiter did not know that you applied to the job. And this is where most people fall under. Now, remember I said that the ATS scores your CV on a scale of 1 to 100. Guess, what do you think the cutoff mark is? What do you think the cutoff mark for a typical job is? Especially in tech, what do you think the cutoff mark is? Type it in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 100, what do you think? What do you think it is? Type it in the chat. While you're typing it, I'll tell you what it is. Fantastic. Great. So somebody said 99. Somebody said 80. Somebody said 99. 90 to 95. Fantastic. So great. Somebody said 40. Somebody said 95. Now, for a typical job, right? The average is 90 to 95%. Typically, on average, your CV must match the job between anywhere between 90 to 95. So if you score below, which is where most people fall under, you are going to be sent a rejection email. Okay? You're going to be sent a rejection email. Now, 95% of the CVs fall under this. So how about others that go to the HR? Now, the very few that moves to the HR's table, you know, that's when a human being, as the HR, gets to look at your CV and decides to invite you for an interview, and then offers you the job based on what their hiring capacity is. But majority of the people fall out here. Majority fall out here. All right. That is going to change today. Okay, that is going to change today. All right, because at this point, I want to take us. I want you to do this with me. If you can do this with me, do it with me. If you can't, all you need to do, fill out the attendance form. It's in the chat box. Click on that link, fill out the attendance form, so that so that you can get so that you can get the recording and also get my slides later on. Now, I want you to go to ChatGPT. First off, how many of you know ChatGPT? Let me not assume. I mean, ChatGPT is very popular now, but how many of you know ChatGPT? Or how many of you use ChatGPT? How many of you use ChatGPT? How many of you use ChatGPT? I do. Fantastic. So great. So you already use ChatGPT. That is very brilliant. All right. That is very brilliant. So let us see. Let us look at some things, because if you are already using ChatGPT, you're about to learn something fantastic. So I'm just gonna search ChatGPT. All right. Go to their official website, and then it opens up ChatGPT for me, and I can pretty much ask it anything. I can pretty much ask it anything. Okay, I can pretty much ask it anything here. All right. Now, I am going to build my own ATS right in front of you within like 15 minutes, and you can do this too. So what you want to do is this. Okay, what you want to do is this. I'll just say not now. Okay, what you want to do is you want to ask ChatGPT this question. You tell it, that I want you to assume the role of an ATS. And this is one of the most powerful ways of using ChatGPT. It is called role play. It is called role play. It's known as role play. Asking ChatGPT to assume a role. It is called role play. Are we together, guys? Are we together? It is called role play. Asking ChatGPT to assume role. It is called role play. So I would say it. I want you to assume the role of an ATS, and you will do a job match with my CV versus a job role. You will then score my CV on a scale of 1 to 10. How much of a match it is to the job description. I'll just put JD. All right, JD stands for job description. I don't even need to tell it anything. It is intelligent. It knows I am somebody job hunting. So it will automatically give me feedback, okay, on where I can improve. All right. Or you can be explicit, which is better. Okay, so assume you can be explicit and say, give me areas of improvement. All right, give me areas of improvement. Okay, so all I need to do is send this to ChatGPT. All right, and you may be wondering, this is the free version. Okay, it is the free version, so everybody can do it. I am deliberately using the free version for this demo, so everybody can do it. So, oh, I told it to score my CV on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm sorry about that. So let's put 1 to 100, please, not 1 to 10. 1 to 100. That is what you want to put. 1 to 100, please. 1 to 100, not 1 to 10. Okay, then I resend this so that it relents. So 1 to 100. Okay, now after I have done this, all right, now it's telling me, do you want me to give you detailed ATS breakdown? No. It has instructed me to please drop in your CV and the job description, and I'll run the match. Okay, so I don't need this extra one that it has put here. So what I need to do now is to go to LinkedIn. So I'm going to go to LinkedIn. All right. I'm going to go to LinkedIn. Okay. I'm going to go to LinkedIn. All right. I'm going to go to LinkedIn. Okay. So that is my profile. So how many of you have a link? How many of you have a LinkedIn account? How many of you have got a LinkedIn account? How many of you have got a LinkedIn account? Fantastic. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account, you need to open one. Okay, you need it. All right, you need to actually open one. So let's open up LinkedIn. Okay, so that's my profile. So just in case you want to connect with me, you want to connect with me after this session, I'll just drop my LinkedIn profile in the chat, so you can always connect with me. Um, Beg your pardon. You can always connect with me after this session. Okay, just send me a connect, and we will connect. Brilliant. So for those who want to connect with me, I've dropped my link in the chat. So, but that's not where we are coming. Now, let's look for a job. And again, I didn't come here to teach you how to look for a job, but in doing this, I will teach you how to look for a job. Now, as long as you are in Africa, as long as you're anywhere in Africa, when you search for a job, say data analyst, say for example, you search for data analyst, okay? Data analyst, data analyst, okay? You search data analyst, you hit enter, it's going to bring everything data analyst for you. But the first thing you want to do is to click on jobs. You want to click on jobs. And after you click on jobs, LinkedIn will bring out the job openings for data analysts. All right. So, and you want to set your location to EMEA, not Lagos, not Abuja, not Calabar, not Enugu, not Ogun State. EMEA. EMEA simply means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So it opens you up to remote roles as well. Okay, it opens you up to remote opportunities even outside of the continent, right? So but what before we actually pick a random job, I want you to look at something. Can you squint your eyes so much so that you see this number here? What do you guys see here? What do you guys see here? What number is this? What number is that? 14,000 plus jobs, meaning 14,000 plus job vacancies right now across EMEA. So, because of the abundance of this, it is relatively easier for people to get jobs whenever they are skilled. So, I'm just going to pick this particular job role. I'm just going to pick this particular job role. Okay, I'll pick this particular job role. So they say um you can see this job role. All right, so you can pick anyone for this demo. Again, like I said, you can do it to me, you can do it later on. So let's just pick anyone at random. Let's see. Data analyst. So when you click on the job, you come to the job description. Okay, about the job. Okay, about the job. And you want to copy virtually everything there. But let's see. I don't need this last one that says Abeko is a disability confident employer. Da, da, da. So I'll just copy it up to this place. Okay, the responsibilities. Some will have responsibilities and qualifications. Let me see if there's one like that. Let me see if there's one like that. This is EMEA remote, for example. Let's see if this one is like that. So just to show you what I am talking about. Okay, you can see about you, okay, and about the role, responsibilities, must have. So this is something that you can, when you're copying this, you must copy the must have alongside with the responsibilities. All right, so let me just use this one, okay, about you. All right, let's copy it down to the must have. Okay, and guys, let me show you something before we go. Normally, I would have just kept quiet about it, but let me show you something. I've copied it already though. I've copied it already. But let me show you something. Do you see this long dash? Do you see this long dash? Can you see this long dash? Can we all see that those long dashes there? Anywhere you see that, just know it's ChatGPT that did it. Okay. So when I tell you that recruiters are also using AI, they are using AI virtually in everything they are doing. Even the job role is copy and paste. So sometimes you may see something in the job role, they don't really want it, but they just put it there. Okay, as long as ChatGPT brought it, they'll put it there, and you say, "Well, let me not apply to this job because it has one thing that I don't want." You're shooting yourself in the leg. So know that and know peace today. So now I've copied that. I'll then go back to ChatGPT and paste it. I'll paste it. I'm not done yet. I need to also upload my CV. I need to upload my CV. So I'm going to click on the plus sign. Okay, click on add photos and files, and then it's going to open up my it's going to open up my my computer. Okay, my file storage, and I'll go to where I have. So just go to where you know where you put your own CV, right? So I know where my own is. I would upload a sample CV. So this is the sample CV I use. I would have said you should send me your own CV so that I use your own CV, one of your CV. Um, but let's see. Maybe we could do that. We could do that later on. Okay, we could do that later. But I want you to actually try it by yourself. All right. Now let me caution you. Let me caution you. Before you upload your CV, ensure to take out sensitive information from your CV. Your address, remove it, right? Your address is different from location. If you have Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria there, that's good. But number 16, along so streets, opposite this, you have that in your CV. Please take it out. That is an example of what we call PII, personally identifiable information. So there's a long list of it, but I'll just tell you anything you think falls under PII, remove it from your CV. In fact, remove your name from your CV. Okay. Um, so I'm not saying your name, delete it. You can replace it with something like first name, last name. It's not relevant for the job match. The ATS is not going to look at your name. Nobody will hire you because your name is Mohammed Suleiman, okay? Or your name is let me see, Benedict Ajayi. Nobody's gonna hire you because of that, okay? But more importantly, you want to safeguard your data, so do not upload sensitive data into ChatGPT, please. All right, so Benedict, you're laughing. All right, I saw your name on my screen, so I mentioned it. So now that I've uploaded both, I send it, easy peasy. I send it, and then I wait. ChatGPT will then go through the it's going to go through the the CV and then score me. Now that CV scored what? 72. So guys, if I had not done this and I applied to the job, I mean, am I getting an interview rejection email? Am I getting an interview or a rejection email? Type it in the chat. Let me know. People are giving me thumbs up. Is thumbs up? I don't know what thumbs up mean. Is it interview? Is it rejection email? Which one am I get? Oh yes, exactly. Rejection email. So 72 is not good enough. It looks like a good score, but it's not good enough. Somebody said rejection straight up. Straight up. In fact, there's a funny story that I tell people. I applied to this job one day, right? Now, as I clicked on the apply button, I got an email. So I thought it was, if you're applying right now, you know what I'm talking about. You know, there's this email confirmation you get when you hit the apply button. You get an email immediately where they'll say, oh, we've received the application, this and that. As I sent that email, I mean, as I clicked on apply button, guys, I checked the email, I saw rejection immediately. And I was like, why? The following day, I got the same email again. So it felt like as if maybe in case if you miss the first one, take this is it again. But that just goes to prove that it is actually an ATS. It may be that the person who was meant to put the email the ATS to send mistakenly put the rejection email as the confirmation email. That's why I got rejection twice. Okay, but one thing that happens is that the moment you drop your CV, you hit the apply button, the ATS already knows whether to send you a rejection or to move your CV to the next stage. It is instant, but it is programmed to delay it by 5 days so that people don't end up thinking about committing suicide and falling into depression. Okay, so they delay it by like 5 days, 1 week, some even 1 month. Okay, depending on how it goes, right? But let's look at the breakdown. So it has broken down my CV to the areas. Look at this category. I scored 65 in category. This is my strong point, and these are my weaknesses. Okay, experience relevant 70. All right, 70 percent. Education 80. Now, education, you simply cannot do anything about it. Education is one area you can't do anything about, but every other area you can improve. So he said area to improve to raise the score to 85. Now I want you to raise it beyond 85. Okay, so I want an improvement. So you can tell it I want an improvement. I want an improvement information that takes the CV to 95%. 95%. All right, 95%. So it's going to redo the the areas of improvement. So what you want to do is you sit down and follow this. And it's giving us example now. I should rewrite. It's telling me your CV mentions forecasting, customer behavior, dashboard, but does not use retention specific terms. So this is whether or not we're not talking about whether or not you have the experience. The terms you use in your CV are not right. Take cohort analysis, put it somewhere in your CV. And it's giving you an example. Design retention dashboard, tracking churn, repeat purchase, and LTV cohort, like that. Improved customer engagement by 12%. And this is brilliant. You must always quantify your experience. You must quantify it, mention a number. So all you need to do is to go through it, improve your CV, and re-upload the CV again. Just re-upload, and that is all you need to do. When you make the changes to your CV, re-upload, once it is up to 95, you then take that and use that to apply. Now, that is how to get past an ATS. That is how to get past an ATS. If you are not doing that, or you even try to tell your CV, but you do it manually, you will not only waste your time, okay? You will not only waste your time because you are not using AI, you won't be as accurate and as meticulous as the AI. So how many of you are already doing this? Okay. And how many of you are not? If you are not doing this, you need to start immediately. Immediately after this call, start applying using the ATS. All right. Start applying using the ATS. So we all saw the amount of jobs earlier when I went to LinkedIn, right? And that was just data analysis alone. I've not talked about data science. I've not talked about business analysis. So combined, there are over 35,000 jobs right now. Over 35,000 openings right now. And it's just one you're looking for. Let's even say it is the 14,000 that we saw. Those are the only ones available. It is just one you are looking for, just one. One out of 14,000. How hard should it be to get one out of 14,000, right? But guess what? It is still very difficult because majority of the people do not choose a career path strategically because it sounds fantastic, it sounds nice, it is tush. Then guess what? They choose it. But that is not what you want to do, especially if you're an African. So, what you want to do is you want to sit down, look at career paths, especially around data, because they are in abundance, and abundance begets what is. When something is abundant, okay, it is relatively easier than something that is scarce. Okay, so why should you even consider this career path, data centric career path in the first place? Number one, it's easy to learn. Anybody in any walk of life, regardless of where you are, you're already working, you're a fresh graduate, or whatever industry you are, entertainment, oil and gas, engineering, supply chain, data is the key thing now. So if you are skilled in any data skill, then you can apply it in wherever you are currently. So for that reason, it's easy to learn. When I say easy to learn, I do not mean, please, disclaimer, I don't mean you can go for a vacation and on your vacation you can learn to be a data analyst. In fact, you don't need your phone, you don't need anything. That's not what I mean. Okay. What I mean is, regardless of any walk of life you come from, you can actually learn this to a point where you can say, I know how to do this thing. Number two, it is easy to transition. I don't think I need to flog or overflog this second point because we all saw it. I mean, 14,000. We are currently 200 plus on this call. 14,000 jobs. 14,000 jobs, guys. If all 200 of us get jobs, it will still be remaining over 13,000, well over 13,500. So that is, the abundance has made it easy to transition into, especially when you have the right skills, of course. And number three, fantastic salary projections. And let me tell you the reason why. Recruiters abroad are looking for African talents because of a very strange reason. They want to pay them 4 times less. A typical data analyst earns somewhere around 40,000 to 55,000 US dollars on average in the US. So I'm talking data analysts that are resided in the US. So if you're thinking of traveling out, that's the kind of salaries they pay there. But here's the twist. Recruiters are now moving away from that and looking for talents that are situated in Africa that are ready to work remotely so that they can pay them 4 times less. So instead of paying them 40,000 US dollars, they pay them something around 10,000 US dollars per year. I want you to divide that by 12, which is per month, and convert it to Naira and tell me how much, if you were to be earning 10,000 US dollars per year, how much in Naira will you be earning per month? How much in Naira will you be earning per month? So that is what recruiters are doing now. So for that reason, okay, when you get the answer, type it in the chat, and I want you to tell me whether that's great for you or not. Okay, whether that's great for you or not. While we move on, so somebody help us do the mathematics. Mathematicians in the house, help us do the maths. Where are the forex guys? Help us convert it and let us know what that would be in monthly, stipends. Now, guys, what we did at Nebiant Analytics is we looked at fantastic. Somebody said 1.2 per month. So is that great for you or not? Especially in this economy. I mean, for some people it is small. Okay, 1.2 is very small. Okay, they still consider somebody earning 1.2 as broke. But for you, I'm talking about you yourself. Isn't that fantastic? So look at my screen now. What we did here at Nebiant is we looked all over the job boards. We looked at the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report. I also kept the link there. All right, I kept the link there so you can look at it. It's a forum that consists of billionaires in dollars, thought leaders, politicians, world politicians, and captains of industries, right? So these guys come and discuss what jobs are likely to boom in the nearest future. And they came to an agreement that between the year 2025 and 2030, data jobs and AI jobs are likely to boom by another 30 to 35%. So you see that number that we saw on LinkedIn, that 14,000. If you do that search 5 years later, you are going to see nothing less than 20,000 jobs that are open. The demand is still increasing. Somebody will tell you it is saturated. That is a lie. It is popular but not saturated. That is the thing. So we looked at this and we decided, you know what? The career paths that you should be looking at as an African now are either data analytics, data science, or business analysis. Now, what do you need to become one of them? Let's go a little bit into it. As a data analyst, your job is to enter into an organization, get hold of their data, and turn it into a dashboard. Okay? Data set looks raw. Let me show you what a typical data analyst would do. All right, let me show you. So this is something a data analyst will build, and this is Microsoft Excel, by the way, if you're wondering. So this was built in Microsoft Excel. This is a dashboard built in Microsoft Excel from this data set. So those of you familiar with Excel, you'll agree with me, this is Microsoft Excel, right? This is your typical Excel interface, correct? Where are the thumbs ups? So from a data set that you can really not make any sense of like this, you can't make decision like this with the raw data set. You as a data analyst then convert it to something that looks like this. So as you can see, this is in Excel. So this is what your job is as a data analyst in a nutshell, right? So let me minimize that. So what you need to learn is you need to learn Excel, you need to learn SQL, you need to learn Power BI, Tableau, Looker Studio, and ChatGPT. You need to know these things to become a complete data analyst. Now, as a data scientist, your job is to take it a notch further to predict into the future what is likely going to happen in the future. So you want to make predictions into the future, okay? Of course, using data, not your own, your own whim or thinking, right? Or what you feel. It's based on data, right? And what you need to learn. Let me take my laser so that you can follow me very well. So you need to learn Excel, SQL, Tableau, Python, GitHub, and ChatGPT. We're in the era of AI, so you can't ignore ChatGPT. Even in applying to jobs, you still need ChatGPT. You need ChatGPT everywhere, right? So you can't ignore it. And then, as a business analyst, your job normally is very similar to that of a project manager, but you are a project manager Pro Max. The way you have iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Pro, and iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? The project manager is the iPhone 16, while the business analyst is what? The iPhone 16 Pro Max. Do you get that analogy? So, as a business analyst, right, you are the one recruiters are looking for, especially recruiters abroad for remote. They're looking for remote jobs. Nobody's looking for a project manager anymore. They'll rather go for the business analyst. Why? As a business analyst, while your job is very close to a project manager, you are also required to know a little bit of data. For that reason, you have Excel, SQL, and Power BI, which ordinarily you will not find in a business analyst job description. Okay, but recently recruiters have started asking that business analysts know a little bit of data. In fact, you even have roles like business data analyst, business systems analyst. Okay, and when you get there, they will ask you, can you use Excel, can you use Power BI, this and that. So we added it to our curriculum. On top of that, you learn Miro, you learn Jira, you learn Azure DevOps, you learn Draw.io, and ChatGPT. Okay, so which of these ones will you want to be? Which of them do you want to be? I know if you fill the form, you must have chosen one already. You know, don't worry about what you chose previously. And if you have not filled the form, now is the time. Fill the attendance form. And let me also know which one did you choose. If you've already filled the form, type which one you choose or which one you chose or which one you want to be. Now you can just type it in the chat box. Let me know. Business analyst. Emmanuel says business analyst. Who else? So type it in the chat box, let me know. And if you've not filled the attendance form, it's there in the chat. Click on that link and fill the form. Fill the form. All right, fill the form. So now let's go ahead. While you are doing that, okay, I can see business analyst, data analyst, this and that. Like I said, if you have questions, I'm going to miss it now. So all you need to do is note your question down, write it on a piece of paper, and let me know. All right, at the end of the session. So we are almost there. Now, three things you need to do right now. You want to start learning. Choose one, you start learning it. The second thing you need to do is you need to brand yourself. And how we help you brand yourself here at Navient Analytics is you get CV assessment, you get LinkedIn optimization, you get portfolio building. Guys, look at my screen. I know you're typing. Quickly look at my screen because you may miss this. Okay, you may not have a second chance to see this, all right, in this session. So I'm going to show you something. When I say portfolio, you know, I never thought I would be saying this in a session, but let me say just to drive my point home. You know, Nigerians who say, no be what? No be cho cho cho. You must show. Who can complete it for me? You must show what? Who wants to complete it for me? Complete it for me in the chat. It is not all talk. You must show workings. Fantastic. You must show workings. So you need to have a website portfolio that shows the work you must have done so far. Something that like this that you can see on my screen. So you need a dedicated website for yourself. All right. That you can see home, portfolio, contact, and people can read about me and click on view project right here. When they click on view project, it shows the project I have been able to work on so far. It shows the project I've been able to work on so far, and recruiters can see the work that I have done so far. If you don't have something like this and you say you're looking for a job, guys, you have been wasting your time. This is me being honest. So you need a portfolio, and that portfolio you just saw, you can build it under 1 hour without writing one code. You build that website yourself. One code you will not write, and you build that website. Okay. So you also need Upwork profile. So if you're looking for remote work, you know, Upwork is there for you. You get mentorship, you get lifetime interview preparation, you get job reference, you get on-the-job support. Fantastic package. And when you hit that apply button, I don't think I need to talk about this anymore. I've talked about it already. You can't apply to. So here is one thing. Because you've job matched once, for example, the way I job matched earlier, because I've done that CV and I made changes to that CV and I applied to that job, I can't use that CV to apply to another job. I have to job match again. Okay. And you don't have to write the whole role play prompt again to ChatGPT. You just copy the job description and your CV, put it there, and let ChatGPT tell you what to do. Okay, that instance, that chat instance you've created with ChatGPT, that is where you just post. Going forward, you just paste the job description and the CV, and ChatGPT already knows, oh, this person wants to do a job match. Okay, so these are things that you need to do now to actually work your way up to getting a job. Esther did it. She started learning. Okay, she branded herself. She applied. She followed all our instructions. All our instructions. There's a reason I'm stressing it. All our instructions, and then she finally got a job offer as a monitoring and evaluation analyst. Now, just a little bit of more people who got jobs. Okay, before I start taking questions and the likes. Ugochi, this is somebody who was becoming a mom. She was at the point in her life where she was becoming a mom. She had to step out of the corporate space. Ugochi wanted to step back in, and she was like, I can't go back and start from the beginning. So let me get into tech. Let me try my best and get into tech. She chose Nebiant Analytics. She joined our business analysis program back in February. Ugochi landed her first role in June 2025, 1 month after she completed her program, okay, with Marite Consulting. And there is something Ugochi struggled with. Ugochi got to a point where she asked me a question that, oh, do you think, I mean, she was scared of getting a job. Let me put it that way. She was scared of getting a job. She was like, what if I get the job and I cannot perform? And I'm like, so you're not even worried about you getting a job. It is how you perform you're worried about. That is a sign of imposter syndrome. So we helped her to deal with that. And she went on, she's a professional now. A stay-at-home mom for a while. She was able to get into the tech space. Guys, if you are typing questions in the chat, please note it down, okay? Because I may miss it. Write it down so that when the session ends, I'll take the question, all right? So Mary saw us on Instagram. She's been looking for how to get into remote work. We aligned perfectly with what she was looking for. She joined us, she joined our data analytics program, and she has gotten 2 internships after that. The second internship, which she's currently on, is a 6 month paid internship, and with a long-term contract to follow it based on her performance. And Mary used to tell us that, look, Mohammed, I don't think I'm that special. I think it's the CV you gave us. There is a sample CV. That same CV I uploaded. We give our students so that our students can start to build from there. So they add their own, make changes to it. So she said, it is the CV you gave me, I think, made the difference, because they told me after I got the job that 3,000 plus people applied to the job. They picked 2 people for the job, and she was one of them. All right. So this is Oluwaseun. I love to talk about him all the time. Oluwaseun used to work in a microfinance bank. We met in one of the events I went for. That was last year. This time last year, I was in that particular event, and I think it was 27th, exactly a year now. Okay, and Oluwaseun happened to be one of the attendees, and he asked me a question. He asked me questions, I answered him, and then he got into one of our programs, and he's gotten a lot of gigs. Okay, one fantastic thing about Oluwaseun was he started getting attention even before he started the program. Some of the questions he asked me that I answered, he started putting it into practice. For example, today I showed you how to build an ATS using ChatGPT yourself. So if you start applying it, there is a tendency you start seeing results even before you make the decision to either join us, okay, or not. All right. So that was Oluwaseun's experience. We also have Lebura Lawale, Helene Okai, Grace. So Grace, her company tried to ignore her until she came to them and said, oh, have an offer. So there was, you listened to Grace earlier. If you were here earlier, you already heard Grace. So you also have, sorry about that, you also have Lebra Olawale. Lebra Olawale used to be a teacher. Okay. 3 weeks into our program, the first dashboard in Excel that she built, she posted it on LinkedIn following our instruction. And that was what caught the attention of a recruiter. The recruiter sent her a DM, and that was her story. She had not completed her program when she got the attention of a recruiter. Helene Okai, this is a biology graduate. She has a biology degree, biology and tech, like this. But guess what? It can happen if you do the right thing, right? So she chose one of our programs, and she got a job as a marketing data analyst. And I was the one who prepared her recommendation letter. So I love to talk about her a lot. Now, simply by deciding that you want to join us, there are things that you get. Okay, as a member of our community, a bona fide member. Okay, some people say it's bona fide. I don't know. So, as a bona fide member of our community, you are eligible to a lifetime interview preparation. So, once you've passed through our training, Anytime you have an interview, just come to us. We'll prepare you ahead of the interview. You also have a lifetime access to all your training programs. So while you are going through the training, you would be using some materials. You would have a lifetime access to it. You also have a lifetime access to recommendation letter. So it's not a case of when you get a job and you need a reference or recommendation letter and you come to us to tell you, can you need to pay extra. No, we don't do that here. All right. And you also have what we call lifetime alumni mentorship. All right. So from time to time, we still check on you after the program to see where you are. So it is left to you to then decide to work with us, because as for Nebians, we are ready to work with you. So it's a 4 month journey, 100% online, just the way we are here. Okay. 3 months you learn, and then 1 month you go into our internship program. Okay. Classes are scheduled. It's a highly intensive class for serious set of people that are ready to change their narrative right now. Saturdays, weekends, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., 3 hours, you get an instructor, an experienced professional working with you on solving a reward problem step by step. Now you're like, oh, am I just going to get into class and solve a reward problem? We thought that out too. Sundays before your Saturday class, the Sunday before Saturday, you get what we call DID videos. These are preparatory videos that prepare you ahead of the next class on Saturday so you can spread it through the week. So it does two things for you. You are constantly being immersed in the career path. So because you have to watch these preparatory videos before class so that when you come to class, you are not a total blank page. Of course, we know you are not a computer. We don't expect you to memorize everything, but we expect you to go through everything, and it ensures that you are not a total blank page in class. All right. So, and then during the week, we meet with you, but it's not class. On Tuesdays, 9 to 10 p.m., if you have any issues from what you've done so far, you come there to share your complaints with the instructor. They answer your questions. If you have any presentations to do, you do it Tuesday, 9 to 10 p.m. in the evening. And then Thursdays, 9 to 10 p.m. in the evening, you have what we call the mentorship session, where we talk about things that are not technical at all and things that usually nobody will tell you about getting into tech. For example, how do you negotiate a salary in an interview? How do you even introduce yourself in an interview? How do you answer tricky questions like, can you tell me one of your weakness? And then because you prepared ahead of the interview, you tell them your weakness, and they're like, okay, can you tell me another one? And oh, they've caught you now. You didn't prepare for that. How do you maneuver and rigmarole around such a question? So we treat that in our mentorship session and much more. Right? You're going to use two learning platforms. First is our Google Classroom, and that's the secret behind ensuring that whatever you use during the program is made available to you. Even your classes, as you attend the class, we record the class so that you can refer to it later on if you ever need to. Okay, it could be because maybe you got a job and then you want to refresh your memory, or just so you have access to it lifetime. And then you also use our bespoke LMS, our learning management system. And this is where the preparatory videos, the DID videos are, and you have access to it as well. The brochure is in this slide, so do well to fill out the attendance form. If you are here and you've not filled out the attendance form, it's in the chat now. Look at the link, the blue link you can see in the chat. Click on it, fill out the attendance form, and you are good to go. You'd get this slide, go here and look into the brochure in detail. We build amazing projects. These are some of our student projects that you can see on the screen. Okay, and I also included some of their portfolios. So if you want to see how they are, the portfolio I showed you, that was mine. If you want to see theirs, you can go and see theirs. I think we can take a look at. Let me grab my mouse quickly and show you one of their portfolios, just so we can see. So let's quickly look at Adachi's portfolio. So I clicked on the link. So this is Adachi's portfolio. So it's a website that does not expire. All right. And you can see, so you can view her portfolio. You can see amazing projects that Adachi has worked on. So look at their Steven Azubuike. If you click on Steven Azubuike, you can see another flavor of portfolio, another style, another design. These guys built it using the guidance we gave them. So in your own intro, it's up to you now, okay? And I want you to look at each and every one of them. Now, how do you join our next class? Okay, guys, I have been speaking to everybody before now, but now I want to speak with people who are ready to work with us because we are ready to work with you. So if you know you are ready to work with us, type I in the chat and let me know that, oh, these are the set of people I am speaking with going forward. Because I'm going to talk about how you can join our next class. And our next class is starting on the 6th of September. That's in about how many weeks? In about 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks, maybe 10 days or thereabouts, you would get started. In about 10 days, you can get your journey started, and in 3 to 4 months, you become a professional. All right, you become a professional. Okay, now if you want to get started, okay, if you want to get started with either of our program, of course, you're going to have to choose one. Okay, either data science, data analytics, or business analysis. The upfront cost, listen to me, the upfront investment for you to get into the class is 350,000 naira. That is the upfront cost. But because you are here tonight, you will not be paying 350,000. You get an instant 100,000 naira discount. So you get to pay just 250,000 naira. Let me guess. Oh, 250,000 naira investment, right? Before you ask, you can split this payment. I mean, you can decide to, pay in full, that's fine, or split it into 3 installments. 85,000 naira to get started, 85,000 naira 1 month after, 85,000 naira the second month after. All right, you can split it into three. You can pay via our website. Okay, you can pay via our website, or you send us a direct transfer to our Kuda bank account here. And once you do that, if you choose the direct transfer, all you need to do is to send me a DM 0703 215 8619. 0703 215 8619. That is my personal phone number. No calls, please. Send me a WhatsApp DM with the proof of payment, and I'll walk you through the step by step how to go through the enrollment process. Okay. Now, somebody is seeing 30,000. You're seeing 30,000 at the bottom of my screen, and you're wondering, Mohammed, you've not talked about the 30,000. What's 30,000 about? So for those of you who want to just tie down that discount, because this discount is off once the session ends, right? Once the session ends, the discount is off. We know the value we are giving. In fact, the lifetime services that we give is even enough for whoever is serious to work with us, right? So we understand the value we are giving and what we are getting into. Okay, so this discount is not for everybody, just for people who are willing to tie it down with at least 30,000 naira tonight. So you can actually tie the discount down with 30,000 tonight. And then before the class starts, you top up to complete this first installment. So every reason that you need, I've given it to you. So who is sending me a DM? Send me a DM 0703. Let me type my number in the chat 0703 215 8619. Send me a DM on WhatsApp with the proof of payment, and I'll walk you through personally. Okay, I want to have that pride of walking you through personally, into the enrollment process. And for people who secure their discount tonight, remember I told you that in 1 hour you can create that portfolio that I showed you without writing code. I'll send you the video so that you can create it yourself alongside the email that I'll be sending you. I'll send you the video. Okay, I'll send you the video via email once the enrollment is confirmed. I'll send you the video. So even before you start, remember I told you that some people even started getting the attention of recruiters before they started the program. You can build your own portfolio website. Okay, the uh, even before the even before the program starts. Okay, all right. So I'll send you the resource for those who secure their discounts tonight. So somebody says it sounds too good to be true. I mean, if it sounds too good to be true, if I mean we've helped people to get jobs. Okay, so there is nothing I'm trying to prove here. So questions for the next 20-25 minutes. Questions for the next 20-25 minutes, and we go home. Okay, questions. Where are the questions? So you see those of you that typed questions, so type question in the chat. Let me see. So let me take it slow. Conscious is saying, please, how do we connect with on LinkedIn? Oh, how you connect with me on LinkedIn? Let me send my profile link again so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Where is it? Where's my profile link? Give me a
Um,
second. Found it. So
sorry,
please,
Suleiman. As you're looking for the information, let
I
me.
found it already. I've sent it. So let me just take. I just want to take. Since you're already speaking, go ahead. I would have preferred that you raise your hand and then I'll take your question. But since you're already
Okay,
speaking, you can just go ahead before I go to the.
okay. Please note my question. I have two questions. The first one is this: I'm an HR person, a recruiter specialist for that matter, right? Now,
Fantastic.
I want to introduce 90% of my job is recruitment,
Okay.
and we do it manually,
Yeah.
right? Now, I want to introduce this ATS
Mhm.
to my organization. How do I do it?
Okay. You are taking us out of the scope of today's. You are taking me out
Really?
of this. Yes. So what you need to do, okay, is if that's your question, is that the only question you want to ask? You say you
No, no,
have
I
two.
said no, no, I said two.
Okay. What's the second one?
I said the second one is this. Okay, since we have three programs here, now are the three programs like someone is doing data analyst, another person is doing business analyst, another person is doing data science. Now
Yeah.
these three classes, will they start on that six, or they will separate the classes? Everybody will stay on your class. If you're for business analyst, yeah, this is your class. If you're data science, this is your class. If you're, or are they going to mix the three or four the three programs together?
Fantastic question. So let me answer the second
So that's
question. Yeah,
that's
let me
my two
answer the
questions.
second. Okay, great. Let me answer the second question first. So the classes are in separate batches. Let me even show you what the class looks like. I mean, I'll show you proof. I'll show you workings rather. I don't talk too much. So once you get into the program, you get onboarded into a platform called Google Classroom, one of the platforms I talked about that you would use. Okay. And these are classes, these are ongoing classes. Some are old classes. You can see quite a lot of people have benefited from this. Let me show you one of the ongoing class. So this is the August cohort. That's the tech elevator. Yeah, let me show you this class. Okay. So when you get into the classroom, um, everything is specific to the course. Can you see data analytics? CO? Let me take you back a little. Let me take you back so that you can see it. This is data analytics CO825. Let me make it bold so that you don't stress yourself. Too bold. All right, this is okay. So this is data analytics cohort August 2025. This is data science cohort August 2025. This is business analysis. So they are separate. They are separate, but all of them will start the same time. Okay, you start the same time, but you be in separate classes. All right. Now you want to build an ATS. Okay. What you need to do is we take it out of this particular session. You can send me either a DM or you can just send any of the admin in the community that you are, a DM, and we'll talk more about the specifics on that. All right, is that fine?
Yes, thank you very much. I'll send you a DM tonight.
All right, fantastic. But by the way, you spoke about one of our programs. Are you contemplating registering, or you just wanted to know?
I've registered since 3 weeks ago.
Oh, fantastic. That's good. Great. Fantastic one. So then let's meet up for how to build an ATS then. All right.
Okay. Okay, sir.
All right. So let me take some questions in the chat, okay? And then we go ahead. Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll back up just in case I missed anybody's question. How do we connect on LinkedIn? So I've shared my LinkedIn link. Are we not hearing Python for data analytics? As a data analyst, you don't need Python. Look, let me tell you something, Joseph, today. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of training firms out there. And if you go out, you see some, they'll put data analytics, they'll put Python. Python is meant for a data scientist. Anybody who puts Python in a data analytics program is likely going to just scratch the surface. See, once they put the logo in that flyer, ask them for the curriculum, okay, and then compare it with our own curriculum. All right, the curriculum is in the brochure is in the slide. I hope you fill the attendance form so you can get everything sent to you. So you go through the slide, you see the brochure, compare it with our own. What you notice is that they will not pass EDA, exploratory data analysis, and they'll teach you Python syntax. That's not the essence of learning Python. The essence of learning Python is to go into predictive analytics, and predictive analytics is the job of a data scientist. So we don't waste your time with what you don't need, so that you can go in depth into what you actually need. Okay, so beware of such programs. So ask for their curriculum and compare. So that's my advice for you, Joshua. And Joshua, I hope, like Charles, you've already registered and sent me a DM. All right. If not, I want to know why. Why haven't you? Richard is asking, are all the applications for data analysis available for smartphones? No. Capital letter, no. Get yourself a laptop. You don't even need to own a laptop. Just get access to a laptop. There are two different things. You don't need to own a laptop to do this program. You need access to a laptop to do this program. I say that for a reason. So somebody who is really determined to do this would at least get access to a laptop. So a friend, family, try to do that, reach out. All right. But meanwhile, the discount is just for those who secure it tonight. It's not for everybody. Josiah is asking, can someone learn this skill with just no? I've already answered that question. No, no, and no. Get yourself a laptop or access to a laptop at least. All right. So meanwhile, the discount is going. Only first 10 people, like I said, only first 10 people will get the portfolio video from me. Not everybody. First 10 people to secure that discount and send me a DM with the proof of payment gets that. And now look, this is my phone. So I'll respond to you after the call ends. I'll be the one to respond to you, not my assistant. Okay. Who else? Can I be a data analyst as a student, and can I get CV without a degree? Look, capital, yes, Tenny. Capital. And let me tell you, as a student, you are going to be ahead of your peers simply by making this decision. By making this decision, you are ahead of your peers already. Because even for experienced professional, okay, for experienced professional, when they learn this thing, they can use it where they are working. As a student, what you want to focus on is freelancing. There's something we call freelancing. You learn the skill and you put it on a marketplace like Upwork, where clients can reach out to you and you can also poach them. On Upwork, for example, you don't need a CV. CV is not required on Upwork. In fact, they'll tell you in some cases, do not upload your CV. And I don't know if it makes sense to you by now, especially if you were in the session earlier. What do you think they will ask for if they don't need CV? What do you think they will ask for? Who can help me? What do you think they will be asking you for if they don't need a CV? Your project, your portfolio is what they will ask for. And that's why it's important. The project portfolio is very important at that point. Okay. So Tenny, this is well suited for you. And I hope you've sent me a DM as well. Fontor is saying, how flexible is the class? I'm currently enrolled in a distant learning program. How do I manage things without clashing? Fontor, secure a discount, send me a DM, and I'll tell you how to manage that. Okay. Or send me a DM. You can go ahead and send me a DM, but Funto is the only one that has that permission. Send me a DM without the payment receipt yet. Let's see. Please, I need the video recording. Fill the form. Fill the form. Don't drop your email in the chat. Fill the form. Good evening. When is the next cohort, please? The next cohort is starting September 6th. Okay, in about 2 weeks. And please, sir, I'm interested in this, but give the end of tomorrow. Till the end of tomorrow. No. That would be unfair on people who secure their discount this night. All right. To be on the least I can do is to extend it to midnight. That's the or not the least, the most I can do rather is to extend it to this midnight. All right. But end of tomorrow, I doubt that. So after we go through, how many of you are going through the brochure? Are you speaking for everybody or for yourself? So let me know. Is there physical meetings venue? We operate fully remotely, and that's for several reasons. Number one is because we operate fully remotely, we get to bring the best experts into class for you because we are not confined to a specific location. Now, this is not to say that data analysts in Abuja are not as good as data analysts in Port Harcourt and vice versa, but we have that flexibility of bringing top professionals who are the A guns in their game to your class, and logistics is not the issue. Also, other African students are able to benefit from this without having to travel all the way to Nigeria to get benefit of that. You also within Nigeria don't have to travel down to a specific state to get access to this. Okay, so and remote work is the order of the day. How do you get acquainted with remote work if you can't learn remotely? How do you get accustomed with remote working? Right. So for these reasons, the Naviant team operates fully remotely, and that's what we do. Emmanuel, what spec of laptop would be best? Get a very expensive laptop. Okay, I'm answering your question. You ask what laptop is best. Best laptop is the most expensive laptop you can ever get. Okay, but if your question is what laptop is sufficient for this, fantastic. So nothing too crazy. All right, so you can get something around a Core i3 8 GB RAM would be fine. Okay, something lower will still work, but it may be a little bit slower. So all you need is you add to your own patience. So you'll be very patient with your laptop. Okay, if you're using something lower than that. I hope that answers the question, Benedict. And I hope you're one of the people that have sent me a DM as well. Python is for data engineering and data science too. Yes, you are correct, Nelson. Who else has a question? Kindly give a concise difference between the three fields area. So I've already said the difference, Joy. A data analyst focuses on turning data into insights. The data scientist would take that insight and predict into the future, while a business analyst job is to lead a team, to lead a business from point A to B, to optimize the process of a business. So a business analyst will go into an organization, look at what and how they do things, and optimize it to save cost, to improve speed, to be more efficient, pretty much. All right. Please don't give me phone calls except if you want to speak to my assistant. Okay, like I said, don't phone call me. Send me a DM so that I can read. I can. I'm not sure who is calling me now. So if you're on this call and you're the one calling me, please don't call. Okay, simply send a WhatsApp DM. Please, I am appealing. Just imagine if everybody on the call is calling me. Imagine how my night will be. I've not registered. I just deadline, please. Okay, so I think I've given you adjustments. I'm just getting to know about your institution. Mr. Eric Facebook content. Please, I do follow. Yes, that's fine. I've given you the deadline this night. So the thing is, you can still enroll after the deadline. Okay. The only thing is you pay 350,000. All right. You pay 350,000. Okay. So that's just it. You can still enroll, okay, but you pay 350,000. I've registered for data science. Fantastic joy. Who else? Con- conscience. Do you have these classes every year? Considering those who can't afford the payment now. So if you can't afford the payment now, is that a symptom or a problem? Then you ask me, Mohammed, what do you mean symptom or a problem? So look, sometimes we as human beings, we have we create problems for ourselves. Let me tell you the reason why. So imagine you were going to school. Okay, majority of us here probably went to the university, spent 4 years, and you went to school, and the school tells you that, or the deadline for you to pay school fees or you be kicked out of school is so and so. What do we start thinking of doing at that point in time? Do we go meet the school to negotiate the deadline, or we start to find out we can solve that problem of I don't have the money now? Which one? And it's ironic that majority of us go to school, do a course, and we don't even care getting a job in that area. Majority of I think I was looking coincidentally, I was looking at these statistics today. Um, only about 5%. Listen to me, about 5% of people who go to school to learn something actually use that to do a job, and I think that is worldwide. When you zero it down to Nigeria and Africa, the percentage is low. Okay, the percentage is a whole lot lower. So at the end of the day, think of it. This is something that can change your career. This is something that can change your financial life. Yet you want to negotiate the deadline, right? You want to negotiate the deadline. You don't mind negotiating the deadline. That's not how it's done, okay? So instead of waiting for next year, why not join now? Get what you need done, okay? Get what you need to be done. And by next year, you're not talking about starting anymore. You're talking about getting a job. Okay, that's how to do it. Now is the best time. Next year is too late. All right. And besides, even if we have a course starting next year, I can assure you it's not going to go for 250. In fact, tonight the 250 is already off. So expect something more than 350 if you're coming next year. So if you're fine with that, guess what? I'm fantastic with that as well. All right. Are you going to give certificates? Absolutely, you get certificates. When is the next cohort? The next course is September 6th. All right. September 6th is the next cohort. Okay. Can I work as a business analyst though I studied educational management? Guess what? Helene Okai is currently working as a marketing data analyst. She studied biology in school. So what do you think your answer is, Lola? Somebody who studied biology in school is currently working as a marketing data analyst. So your own education is even closer to business analyst than, because business analyst, you deal with people as somebody who studied educational management, right? As somebody who studied educational management, you have managed people, you've studied how to manage people, psychology of learning, all of that stuff. I've learned these things. Let me just mute that mic so that I don't get the feedback, please. So business analyst, Lola, you chose the right career path. So register, let me work with you. Register, let me work with you. Send me a DM once you've done that. Okay. How much is Emmanuel says, how much is it I joined late? Okay. So all you need to do is, I think at this point, Emmanuel, is to fill out the form. Okay, fill out the form. And you can also join our clarity session. So if you want a one-on-one with me, you want to ask me more questions beyond this, because this is already 9:24. You want to ask me more questions beyond what we've discussed, you can book a clarity session. Okay, book a or let me call it career mapping session. All right, where you can ask me more questions around what we've discussed tonight, and I'll be super happy to answer your questions. Okay, meaning you can book your discount with the 30,000, and afterwards you decide what career path to go into exactly. All right. So we have 5 minutes, so I'll give that opportunity to anybody who wants to unmute. So if you want to unmute, you can use the raise hand icon. If you want to unmute and speak, use the raise hand icon. I'll call your name. Just 5 minutes. So I want to take like two people. Okay. If you want to unmute, you can use the raise hand icon. You want to talk to me, you want to ask questions, and the likes. So, and for those who have sent me a DM already, don't worry. Like I said, here's my phone. I'll do well to, respond to your DMs after this session ends. 5 minutes. Who wants to speak to me? Who wants to speak to me? Who wants to speak? Or have I done a great job answering all your questions? Okay, I came late. How many weeks is the program? All right, so it's a 4 month program, 3 months of learning, 1 month of internship. So that's the schedule. Okay, but Sambo, what you need to do now is to fill the attendance form and also book a clarity session so that we can meet again. In 4 minutes, you will not have the opportunity to fill those forms anymore. So ensure to fill it out while we are still here. Certified at the end, capital yes. Okay, yes, you will get a certificate. All right, you will get a certificate. Who wants to ask an question? Would there be certificate? Yes, there will be. Can I get the replay? Fill the attendance form, you get it without even asking. Okay, fill the attendance form. So who is on the call? Enquiries name out. Please post the attendance form so that people who just joined can fill the form. We have just 3 minutes left on this call. In 3 minutes, we are shutting this down. Okay, we are shutting this down. And for those who ask for extension, you have till midnight to at least secure a spot. So before the class then starts, you then complete the first installment just so you don't get moved to the 350K payment plan. All right. So you can also pay via our website, www.nabian.com. Pretty much intuitive. You can pay for the course if you want to pay online. All right. Online. So I will start to respond to those who I'll start to respond to those who sent me a DM. Thanks for this awesome opportunity. Amazing. I'm glad it was worth your time. Okay, and if you're still here right now, I want to give a special thanks to you. Your time is highly valuable, and I really, really hope that this 1.5 hour we spent together was worth every second of it. Okay, and I hope that we also see in the class. All right, I hope we also see in the class. And for those who secure their discount, like I said, once it is confirmed that you secured your discount tonight, you would get that video that walks you through on how to create a website portfolio from scratch in 1 hour without writing a code. Somebody said it's a lie. Well, try it and see. Try us and see. That's what I'll tell that person. So book a clarity session. You can see the link to book a clarity session. So book a clarity session if you want to speak with me later on. Okay, you want to ask some questions outside of this session. You can do well to book a clarity session. That's a link there. And don't write your name in the chat. Click on the link and register your name. That's how we capture your attendance. Else, you may likely not meet us again. All right. So do well to do that, and then we we can work like that. 9:29, guys. I want to take this opportunity to wish you a wonderful night rest. So I want you to rest well. Okay, I want you to rest well and um have a good night, and I'll see you guys on the inside. So if you're already registered, weeks ago, fantastic. You're already talking to one of my team member, Ibrahim. So you can continue the conversation with them if you need anything, and we work with you. So guys, have a good night and see you on the inside. Cheers, guys.